Welcome. Right, we have one selection for Market Rasen tomorrow. Definitely an interesting runner. We're going to go a pint each way. I'll come to that in a minute, around the 6-1 shot. First, let's touch on our selection on YouTube. No joy with that. We did have a winner on the Patreon service, but I'll come to that in a second. Our first selection today was wee Pablo. He just ran a bit keen up front. 7 furlongs at Dundalk. It looks a bit, I don't know. I know he's got 7 furlongs in other places, but I don't know, in a place like Dundalk where there's no hiding place down the straight, you're going to be found out. Maybe 6 around Dundalk might suit him better. He probably just did a little bit too much on the front end. Was in front with just inside the furlong, but you knew then he was going to walk. We did have a winner on the Patreon service, Eternally Yours. We tipped it up at 4-1, 3 pints win. It gets backed off the boards. It's not often, too often I'd say this, and I never do. I've never seen a horse get as bad as ride and win. Absolutely shocking. She got a terrible ride on return, but she nearly got a worse one today, and she still won. But nice to get her home. We did have a couple of selections in Bangor. However, I was a little worried about Idrisil's stables form. They just haven't been on fire. Now, I think they've had one winner in the last few weeks, but just most of their horses just not performing to a decent level, and maybe not performing to their ability. And I just think Idrisil is much better than what he ran today. Now, the ground did go to heavy, but he's French bred. He's ran well on heavy before, so I don't think it was the ground. I just think the stable's a little out of sorts as such, and it will come good. It's a very good stable. They're just not firing on all cylinders. They had a couple of juveniles run okay, run out and things like that. 1 or 2 other horses run a bit flat. And the other horse we had was the Gavin Cromwell horse. Travelled okay. Now, did win on good ground. However, is by a sire that all the horses love a bit of soft ground. By no risk at all. They tend to thrive on soft ground. I thought she ran her race, but just probably looked like she wants a bit of better ground. I know when she won in Sligo it was a much lesser race, but today she wasn't knocked about today. There will be another day for her. We did then have a selection in Kempton late on the card. Should have, look, just find the best horse in the race. There's no pace in the race, and to drop it in and then to fly home and finish 4th. So frustrating day overall, but look, we had a chance at winning some massive money, and like I said, we come out a small loser on the day with the 3 pints win on the 4-1, but like I said, we had a chance to win a lot of pints. So yeah, not too bad at all. I did think we could have had a winner in Kempton if our jockey was alert. I don't know, on paper I thought anyone that looked at the race could see there was no pace in it. I don't know why he didn't just, go forward on a horse that's proven to stay the trip, well handicapped. He drops in off a slow pace, thunders home down the outside and finishes 4th. Anyway, right, on to tomorrow. The 2:05 at Market Rasen, Betty Balou. This one is a 6-year-old mare. Now, I think there's more to come from this one. Tom Midgley takes the ride, gets £5 off. Now, it ran the last day, finished 3rd to a decent mare in Kelso, and that was a good race, a Class 2 race. The time before that, it was a winner. There was 1 or 2 times where she did show quirky traits before that, but I do think there's more to come from her. She's off a marker roughly around 107, in or around there. She should be able to progress again this year, and with Tom getting the 5 off, you'd be hopeful off 102 she'd be running a real good race. And if not, it'll be disappointing. I know it's her first run back, but off these kind of marks, they're progressive horses. They have to be going on and getting it done. So Betty Balou, a pint each way at 6-1 in the 2:05 at Market Rasen. Right, we have some cracking bets coming up over the next few days on the Patreon service. Link is below if you want them. Let's hope Betty Balou can get it done for us tomorrow. Enjoy.